This video is about the fastest mob clearing weapon in 2025, and what we'll do is we're going to be testing these weapons, the Dagger, Quarterstaff, Battle Axe, Dual Swords, Light Crossbow, Fire Staff, and Nature Staff against an unyielding Revenant Tier 7 in the Black Zone, and we're going to be testing how quick can we kill this one mob with each of these weapons and determine a ranking. And the way this will work is I'm going to start a timer on the left as you see, and whenever it reaches 5 seconds, I will then smash the mob and see exactly when it dies. That's how this will work. And our gear will be the same. We will not be using our helmet or armor abilities. We are only using the weapons abilities here. So let's start with the Dagger. Alright, this is take number 2. Take number 1, I actually missed the throwing blades. So at 5, we engage. So boom, boom, boom. And yeah, we got some aggro here, but that's okay. So as soon as my E runs out, there we go. We're going to go ahead and push Q. And it looks like I'm going to have to pop armor just to survive this guy. So that, and again, we're going to be dodging as a normal player would. And there we go. So as soon as this thing dies, that is time. You can see it's taking a little bit to kill this guy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the footage and get the exact time it took right when he dies. And so here is the results of the first test. For the next test, we have the Quarterstaff. I'll be using Puddle Laser passive 1 here. And let's go ahead. So this is take 1, first take. And as soon as that 5 hits, we cast our E-spell into Puddle. And then we get close. And then we Puddle again. And once this pops, we dodge, Puddle into Laser. And again, we're just going to have to face tank this. But, you know, that is what it is. We can pop our armor to heal, as a normal player would. Pop another death curse on this guy. Pop another laser. And that is time. So we can clearly see it's a little bit faster than Dagger. Alright, on to the next test. Next up, we have the Dual Swords, and we'll be using just Q1, W1, and passive 3. Alright. Alright, so this is take 2 on the Dual Swords. I had to have a little practice run, of course. Alright, as soon as 5 hits, there we go. We're going to go ahead and engage. Not get hit by that, because that is what failed the last take. And we're going to make sure that we dodge every attack while we spam our abilities when they're off cooldown. There we go. We got all the heroic stacks. Just have to dodge the abilities this time. There we go. Got it. Alright. And we're taking them down, but is it faster than one-handed Dagger? I don't know. Let's see. We're so close. There we go. Here are the results. Now we have the one-handed Battle Axe, and you could do so many different things. You could do Q1, you could also do like W1 and stuff. I'm going to go with Q3 and W5 because most people would be AoEing this, and we're not going to prioritize self-healing. We're just going to prioritize damage. That means we're going to stack up the 3 bleed charges, throw our E, and then wait for that E to go off cooldown to throw it again for maximum damage, since the second throw doesn't deal enough damage, but if we can execute the mob with the second throw, then we absolutely will. Alright, here we are, take number 2, there we go, let's get started here. We're gonna W into QQ, and W into Q, Q, dodge his skill, there we go, get that third Q stack, throw that hatchet, get those 2 Q stacks, and we're just gonna rinse and repeat, dodging this attack of course, hitting our W every chance we get, throwing that E once again. You can see here we're keeping the 3 bleed stacks up. We're spamming our abilities when necessary. And we can throw that axe. Once again, throw that axe. And there we go. Here's the result. And it's kind of funny because the Battle Axe was 0.01 seconds slower. But, I mean, I would say it's basically tied to the one-handed Dagger, which is pretty wild. Next up, we have the Light Crossbow. And a lot of people can argue, well, for single target, that auto-fire would be better. You can argue that instead of Sundershot, we should go with Caltrops for more Q resets, but instead, this is what I'm going to run just as the fastest way to kill a singular mob. Alright, this is take number 1, and again, we go on 5. So, there we go. And there we're just going to be doing the combo. Alright. And maybe I should just stand in that, whatever, but we don't want to stand in the second one. And yes, I know killing these would be faster if we actually used our helmet abilities. And yeah, I'm just face tanking it because I just don't want to miss the combo here. Alright, and that is 29 seconds. And here are the results. The frame that the monster died, 28.86. The next weapon is the Quarterstaff. Now, this one is, we're going to go with Firebolt Dump. So we're going to go with Firebolt with the Fire Wave. This one does the most damage. And we have the increased cast speed. We also have our offhand as Atoma spells instead. So this is take one. Alright, take number one. We're going to get close here. And we go on 5. There we go. Fully charge that sucker. Hit him with a Firebolt. Hit him with a W. Spam those Firebolts. We're going to face tank the frontal cone attack. And yeah. So we're just going to face tank that. And oh yeah, we're a turret. We're a big monster turret, man. There we go. Hit him with that fireball. Hit him with that W again. Alright, very fast. But again, you can see it's very mana intensive. We are nearly out of mana from one mob. So here is the update. And I'll try the other style just because I know people don't want to spam fireball and face tank mobs. So same weapon, but this time we have Q2 into W1. We use W1 because people like to run away in PvP. And because we're not using cast time, we can go with the auto attack damage instead. Alright, and this is take one of the alternate style for the Quarterstaff. So as soon as that 5 seconds hits, we hit the fireball, we hit that into the Q, and then we just sit here and cast spells on them. And yes, we're just going to face tank it, but not that one because it heals the mob. Alright, and again, this one's way easier to play. You don't have to sit there and mash as many buttons. But yeah, just going to face tank and interrupt that with the fireball because that's what fireball does. It's an interrupt. You can see, I don't think this one's, yeah, this one's not as fast, but it's way easier to play, and it's less mana intensive, which is very important. So here is the results. If you want to play standard Quarterstaff, you do lose about 5 seconds, but again, it's going to take you longer than that to get that mana back anyway. Next up is the Nature Staff, and while this is not as safe as the Druidic Staff, it is slightly faster because the E spell deals damage. And so we're going to be testing this one instead. Alright, this will be take number 3. We're going for the 3rd try as the winner. I keep messing up the Q timing here, but it looks like I got it this time. Also, this guy didn't do a cone attack, he did the frontal attack instead, which is fine. We're just going to sidestep that, and then we got to make sure that we don't get caught up in his frontal attack while channeling ourselves. Alright, we're just going to smash, hit the Q, or the E spell there. There we go. Make sure we keep those puddles up, and down the mob goes. So the results are in. You can see that the fireball spam is the winner. However, you're going to be out of mana. The one-handed curse is technically the best. This is why I tell new players to go one-handed curse. Because once you max out curse, I mean, the whole point is fame farming. You can clearly see that it's the winner. But also, this is how like Goldstein kills people in the mists. And as a solo player, this is how you'll kill people in the mists one day. One-Headed Nature is still really, really fast, and it's a healing weapon, so if you would rather just use combat fame credits, this is a viable option. My crossbow is more tricky and hard to do, but you can still see, you can pull it off, and then if you play Quarterstaff standardly, that, you know, add a few seconds. One-Handed Dagger, not really viable. Battleaxe has, and One-Handed Dagger both heal you when you attack, but, you know, that's why they're on the list. And then Dual Swords, I see Reddit all the time. I see some dork on Reddit's like, oh, new players should level with Dual Swords because Flaccid Baron, the scammer, did it. And yes, he is a scammer. And yes, he's dead now, so, you know, I guess he repented for that scam. But the point is well, allegedly dead. I don't know for sure. I haven't verified. But the point is that Dual Swords is not viable compared to these other weapons. Oh, hey, look, we're not done. We've got more weapons to test. Up next is the Boltcasters, specifically for single targets. Alright, this is take number 2 of the Boltcasters. I got hit by the heal spell, so we gotta do it again. Alright, and again, we always dodge that attack. So there we go. And again, we're just gonna spam our abilities as they're up, and we're gonna face tank a few things here. That's fine. Now we're getting attacked by the Cougar. That's not going to change our damage output, so don't worry about the Cougar, okay? Or the Sabertooth, rather. And now we finish it with the E, and there we go. We got him. So here's the results of the Boltcasters. Now, I just want to point out that the reason it's higher than people would expect is because we had to cancel our E spell to dodge the enemy heal. If we time our abilities differently, it'll look something like this. So in this example, we're going to be starting the fight with a different rotation so that our E does not get interrupted by the enemy's heal. So you'll see here he's going to cast the E, or the the heal immediately. This time we will get the full bolt casters into the mob's face, allowing us to deal way more rapid damage. And yeah, we're still just kind of face tanking here, but that's fine. The speed should be much faster as we are more efficient in our abilities. And here is the more improved time, you know, putting us technically at first place if you ignore the fireball spam, which basically isn't any way anyone's ever going to fame farm. Next up is the Blazing Staff, and we're going to be going with the standard, not the fireball spam method, because it doesn't work with two-handed weapons very well. And yeah, Blazing Staff is interesting because it is used in ganker kits, but also you can nuke single targets relatively fast with it. So this is take number 1. We're going to open with that E spell, and it is a channel, so we start that channel right at 5. There we go. Throwing the fireball down, knocking him back into the tornado, and skillfully dodging his heal, which makes me retake this so many times. But you can see the mob is melting very quickly here, and I'm going to just finish it off with a W here, and boop, there it goes, down it goes. And you may be thinking, but Swolbenji, the Blazing Staff just overtook the bolt casters, and yeah, that's why I'm showing it to you in this video. It's secret tech. But here's the thing with Blazing Staff, okay? This, just a 4.1 Blazing Staff costs 86,000 silver, okay? And bolt casters only cost 25,000 silver. And yeah, so the Nature Staff, where is it at? It only costs 6,667 silver. Alright, so there's a reason why not everyone's running around fame farming and Blazing Staffs in the Black Zone, because they would just be murdered relentlessly for their loot. And just a reminder, of course, all these times will be improved if you use the Mage Cowl's, you know, Fire Breath ability. They'd massively be improved if you use, like, 7.1 or, you know, flat 6 or something like that rather than 4.1, but I'm going for budget. Alright, next up is the Witchwork Staff. This is an arcane staff, and, yeah, I don't know if this will do well, but you can chain these auto attacks, and the damage can really ramp up if you kind of stagger your spells. So this is take number 1. Let's get started here. We're going to open with the Black Hole ability, and then we'll go from there, and then hit them with this, hit them with that. We can blink out of the way of that, super easy peasy. Base tank this one because why not? And remember, every time I cast a spell, I get like 3 free fast auto attacks. So that will be a reason why that this kills the enemy a little bit faster than you may be expecting. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. You can see here, we got the mob down at a reasonable amount of time, even though we're face tanking everything. Witchwork coming in at 27.79, so falls behind the one-handed Nature Staff and Curse Staff slightly. The next weapon is the Longbow, and I will say that this test won't be as fair as the others because I'm running at 108 spec. So yeah, it is a little bit higher up, but hey, I mean, this thing is meant for AoE anyway. It's not really meant for single target. Alright, this is take number 5. The mobs keep locking, or the animations keep locking me in place, making the mob just healing off of me every single time. And so, yeah, we've changed our skills a few times on these takes just to make sure we're maximizing our damage. But yeah, the mob keeps doing that, and I'm getting locked in place. It heals. I have to start the whole fight over again so I can show you an optimal rotation. But yeah, it is not as fast as I thought it would be. I thought this would be way quicker, but fire arrows is the way to go. It will kill it faster. Let's see, I just have to dodge that spell, and okay, we got it. We did get it this time. Longbow coming in at 3308, so not really viable. Next up is the regular bow, just to show that, hey, maybe there's a better bow alternative, and Bow of Badon would obviously be the best choice, but that is a pricey bow. Alright, take 2 on the bow, got hit by the heal spell, of course. So we're going to go ahead and add 5 cast W into E, into auto attack, and then roll backwards. We're going to knock him back, keep him out of the circle a little bit as best we can. Dodge that spell because obviously that's what a player would do. And we're going to make sure we don't get animation locked for his other spell, or we'll just interrupt it, that's fine. Alright, that's 4 arrows, dodge this, hit him with 4 more, hit the explosion arrows, and down he goes. It's not much faster than Longbow, really. Regular bow coming in at 30.93. Next up is the one-handed spear by popular request. We will be just doing your basic rotation, nothing too fancy or crazy, nothing with any special skills or inner focus, just your W1, Q1, your standard stuff. Alright, take number 2 of the one-handed spear. We're gonna wait until this dude uses his heal spell, and then we will cast our W, so we're just gonna poke him until he does that. And, yeah, there it is. Alright, now we can use it. Alright, and then we're gonna interrupt that, of course, because why wouldn't we? Alright. We're stabbing, we're spearing. It's, not the fastest, obviously, but hey, people wanted to see spear. They think spear is some magical super weapon for leveling. It's not, guys. It's not that good. Alright. Yeah, it interrupts the enemy, so look how long that took. This puts the one-handed spear at 32.38, which is second to last place. Ursine maulers, these things are 7k. These things are slept on. These things are amazing for mob grinding and fame farming, so I'm going to show you right now. Alright, take number 2 on the Ursine maulers. I gotta bait out his heal spell, of course, so we're just gonna do some flying kicks, stagger our punches. There we go, we baited it out. We're gonna face tank this, though. And again, we can slide in between him here, you know, min-maxing our Q damage, not using up the full cooldown, sliding behind him. It's actually very easy to mob farm with these weapons because you can dodge their attacks while attacking. You're very mobile when doing these things, right? Like, I can just finish them off now. Boom, that is quick and easy, and the E-spell just really mops up mobs. So, Ursine maulers at 28.46 seconds, which, interesting that it lost to Witchwork. Very surprising there, but what's interesting is that it's so cheap, and you can clear a very wide room of enemies, so if you're fighting non-elites, then this thing actually is just really bussin'. And it's so easy to use. It is so easy to dodge the enemy's skills and spells. And unlike these other weapons that hit a single target like Witchwork's auto attacks, your Ursine Mauler Q, your W, your E, they're all AoE. One-handed curse, you know, your E is only a one single target. Your one-handed nature is AoE. So while it's not as good as the one-handed nature, because you can also be healed by it, it's still pretty dang good. I would say it's a top weapon. So what about the Greataxe? Okay, so the one-handed battle axe, while it's technically cheaper, and it does heal you, the Greataxe is also very easy to play. You just spin to win, literally. So this is take number 1 of the Greataxe, and we go on 5 as we normally do, and we want to stack up at least 2 bleed two bleeds. We spin to win, 2 more bleeds. We slap those autos. The autos are slower than the battle axe, so we do lose a little bit of DPS there. But again, it's a very mobile weapon. You can dance around your opponents. I don't have to, you know, get stuck in an animation, you know, fighting this dude at all. It's a very smooth weapon, right? But it is taking a little bit of time, but it's very safe. And again, you can clear like multiple pulls with it. And Greataxe fell at 30.68, so it did not clear faster than battle axe, and it doesn't have the heal of battle axe, so just go with battle axe, really. I mean, there's really no reason not to. It's more expensive than battle axe. There's no reason to use Greataxe at all, honestly, but it is easy to play. Alright, we're not done yet. We got a few more to test. This one is the Whispering Bow. Now, this test will be unfair because I'm at 120 spec. I have a love for this bow, in PvP especially, but we just want to test the viableness of it. And again, this is not with Merc Jacket. This will be with Hunter Jacket, and yes, we will test one-handed dagger again. Alright, take number 1. We're going to we're going to W, R, E, auto attack. And yeah, you can see it. We're pumping big damage. We're going to interrupt that, and we're just going to keep pumping that damage and face tank that. There we go. But you can see that we melt that health bar like crazy, and we just keep interrupting this dude's spell every time he tries to self-heal. No heals for you, Buster. There we go. So that takes the number 1 spot easily, but you must know without Mercenary Jacket you have no sustain. If you had to fight 2 mobs, which a lot of the pulls in the Black Zone aren't against a single mob, it's like 2 to 3 mobs at a time, it's unviable, because you have to stand there and face tank everything. If you're moving around, you lose so much DPS. This is more of a bait weapon to have someone dismount and attack you, not realizing you can just delete their health bar. It's kind of a troll build, so even though we cleared a single mob super quick, don't take this data into consideration. I just wanted to prove a point that it's a non-cape viable way to beat Fire Staff users in DPS. Now, a Fire Staff with a Morgana cape will absolutely smoke the hell out of DPS on a Whispering Jacket, so keep that in mind. Nothing in the game beats one-handed Firestaff plus Morgana Cape. It is, you know, statistically impossible with the way the game is coded. Now we have the Bow of Badon, and the reason, again, these things are 86,000. They're insanely expensive, so they're not really viable as a fame farm weapon, at least if you're on a budget. But this will be take 1 of the Bow of Badon. We're just gonna nuke them, and we go on 5. There we go, and push him back into that lightning cloud. It interrupts his heal spell, which is very nice. Look, he tried to cast it again, the little twerp, right? And but yeah, other than that, once it's on cooldown, there's not a whole lot of damage after the E spell. So it's kind of it's a one-trick pony. It's a one-and-done champ. And we're just kind of stuck here using Exploding Arrow and our Q spell, which I'm not even using it to interrupt. I'm just using it to DPS. But yeah, so again, it's not that fast. But if you were running around in like a 7.1 or a flat 8 Bow of Badon, you do a lot more damage with that E spell. So, ooh yeah, ooh man, Bow of Badon last place. I can't believe I listened to that one Twitch streamer that was like, "Oh, Bow of Badon's the best fame farm weapon ever, dude." No, it isn't. Just use a longbow, silly. See, you should always trust but verify. I mean, this guy sounded like he knew what he was talking about. He told me with complete conviction and belief in his voice, no lies, that Bow of Badon was an amazing fame farm weapon that everyone should be using if they want to fame farm up. And I believed him for like months. And now I'd run my tests, and I can clearly see that he's in the wrong, right? Absolutely in the wrong. Longbow has half the cooldown. Look, let's pull up Longbow. Longbow, let me hide the text here. Longbow, Rain of Arrows, 15 seconds. Bow of Badon, Raging Storm, 30 seconds. Why are we using Bow of Badons ever? Excuse me, hello? Also, don't give me any lip that my Longbow spec is 108 and that my Bow of Badon is only 100. 8 spec is not going to be a 3 to 5 second difference. It's going to be like 0.01 second difference. Alright, now because Dagger has a self-heal when you attack, we're going to be doing this test with the Hunter Jacket. Don't worry, you know, I'm going to put it up on the screen. Alright, this is take number 1. We do Q into RWE. That's how we're going to do it. Q into RWE. And then we just start slashing. And we dodge that. We wait till the skill ends. There we go. And then we fight as normal. So, yeah, a little bit faster than Mercenary Jacket, and, yeah, there we go. That's the time. And that takes the place at number 1, 22.01 seconds. Now, you must realize that almost all of these times would be improved because Hunter Jacket is quite the damage steroid. However, you must realize that it is, it's not as safe. So, again, that is a 60% attack speed bonus and 20%... Hold on, you can't see what I'm showing you. 60% attack speed bonus, 20% damage bonus, which you can snapshot, but essentially, yeah, so if we ran, like, you know, Quarterstaff, we won't have the sustain, but we will definitely have a little bit more kill speed in all of these, so just keep that in mind. And yes, I am completely aware that the one-handed dagger build uses a reset helmet so that you get your armor and your E spell back, so you can use it twice in one fight much faster, but that's not what I'm testing today. Alright, because people are asking me, I'm going to go ahead and do Great Hammer and Mace for you Mace users that are trying to level up being a tank for some reason. I don't know why you would manually ever do this, but just use combat fame credits, guys. Alright, so this is take number 1 of the Great Hammer. We're just going to go ahead and go on 5. There we go, tackle them, and oh, I got the boss aggro. Look at that. No, that doesn't count because the boss did that damage. No. Yeah, secret fame farming tech. You can use the boss to help you kill mobs. So yeah, don't nerf at SBI, please. Alright, this will be take number 2. We're gonna fight this one instead, where there's not a boss around them. Alright, and then we charge in, we lower its max resist, we slam it 3 times. You can see, again, the damage, it's just not there. And again, you know, it's 100 spec, so... They're like, oh, they made it so much better, Soul Benji. They improved the hammers and maces so much. No, they didn't. Like, this is still insanely slow. It's not safe. It is cumbersome. It is painful. Why don't you use plate armor, Soul Benji? All the Great Hammer people I see are wearing plate armor. Plate armor would make your damage even worse than this. They wear it so they can stun you longer. And there it goes, straight to the bottom where it belongs. Next up is the mace, and you can see here, these are the skills we're using. This is take number 1. Let's get started. We go on 5, as per usual. So there we go. We stun them, hit the cone, hit the interrupt, and now it's a slugfest. Now we sit here and boop them with our little heavy stick. That's what a mace kind of is. It's just a metal ball at the end of a heavy stick. And it's a fun weapon in PvP, I guess. Sure, why not? But for PvE, like this is a little slap fight right here. Boom, knock them in the air. Slam them again with our E spell. Stun them, slap them. Yeah, have to dodge that, of course. Oh no, we pulled ads. Whatever are we going to do? There we go, we killed them. It's about the same speed as Great Hammer, really, but just not as mobile. And again, it's basically tied with the Great Hammer. It's basically, I mean, come on, 0.03 seconds difference. I had no plans to do all the weapons today, and the cat jingled her bell, but we're doing Quarterstaff next. Alright, this is take number 2 of the Quarterstaff. I got locked in an animation, and he ended up hitting me with a heal spell, so we don't want that in our testing. Now, one thing I hate about the Quarterstaff's Q spell is that if you try to spam your auto-attack spacebar button while you're channeling, it cancels the channel. It's so annoying. Same thing with the W spell, so you have to be like very rigid and still all the time. I just don't like it. I don't like how stiff this playstyle is. I wish it was a little more user-friendly. Quarterstaff coming in at 27.39, so beating the Witchwork, actually beating the Ursine maulers. That's very surprising. And is right below one-handed nature staff, so very surprised sleeper. I thought this thing would do way worse. I don't know if they buffed it since I last played with it, but it's clearing a lot faster than it used to. Next up is the Great Quarterstaff. This is for all the players out there that accidentally bought this thing instead of the one-handed Quarterstaff. Alright, take number 2 of the Great Quarterstaff, and that is because this enemy decided not to use his heal spell ever for some reason. But we're just gonna go ahead and just, dot him up here. There it is. We got him. Should have puddled first. It's fine. A little bit of a mess up. That's okay, though. We're gonna face tank that with some heals. Get another puddle out. Dodge that, of course. Hit him with another laser. It's all about that laser at this point. And, the cool thing about Quarterstaff spells is you can puddle and you can walk around. And that is time. Great Curse coming in at 28.92, which is a whole second, almost 2 seconds slower than the one-handed curse. Next up is the Holy Staff, and we had a guy in the comments say that this thing out DPS the Quarterstaff. I don't believe him, but I'm gonna try it. Let's see what happens. All right, this is take 1 of the Holy Staff. We're just going to basically be hitting all of our spells here, and smite and attack and W on ourself and smite. And we're just going to spam smite every chance we get. There we go. We're going to face tank that because we're a healer. We don't have to worry about taking damage. We can just heal ourselves. Very simple. And I'm not seeing the damage here, guy. I'm not seeing the damage here. But maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. You tell me, man. Like, look at this. This like we're auto-attacking, right? We're dodging. And yeah, we can heal. We can pop a little heal there, but that took way too long. So you can see here the Holy Staff at 35.88. It is not viable for fame farming. You are way better off way up here at the top of the list with the one-handed nature staff. Alright, this is the last one. This will be the Great Frost Staff, and the reason why is because I just want to cover every weapon line. And this is the fastest one out of the Frost tree for mob grinding. Let's get it. This is take number 1 of the Great Frost Staff. So we wait until 5, and we're going to Q, W, E, E, dodge that, Q every time it's up, and just dodge the attacks. And you can see it's pretty basic stuff here. We're just frost bombing. And again, you wouldn't run this like if you're trying to like PvP or escape gankers or something. But yeah, this is definitely how you would, kill the mobs as fast as freaking possible. And there we go. And Great Frost coming in at 28.28, so there we go. Alright, and that completes the list. We have the one-handed dagger with the hunter jacket on top, but that is just for killing one single target. There is no AoE there. Same with Whispering Bow. The one-handed fire with the fireball spam, that's also single target. Blazing coming in with our first AoE speed clear weapon. However, Blazing Staff costs like 90,000 silver, so that's kind of out. Boltcasters being also single target. One-handed curse being our first AoE cheapo weapon. While the E spell is a single target, the Q and the W is the kind of workhorse of your build. The E helps you kill one target very quickly, while the others will melt in your puddles and lasers. One-headed nature being basically mandatory. Mandatory if you want to fight bosses and do bigger pulls and be lazier because it has a heal. Now, I would personally go with Druidic Staff. You're going to lose a tiny bit of kill speed going Druidic, but it's so much easier and safer and easier to play. Quarterstaff, a surprising, weapon in the running here. We have, it has AoE potential. I personally don't like it because I'm a spacebar spammer, and I hate that it cancels my abilities, so it's not something I would personally use. Witchwork Staff is up there. It's nice. It's AoE, but it's also single target for those auto attacks, so times may vary. Great Frost, that is technically AoE, and it's alright for if you want to level a Frost Staff, I suppose. Might be a little man-intensive. Ursine maulers, pretty decent. High mobility, easy to dodge the enemy attacks. Light crossbow, a lot of timing, a lot of positioning and stuff, but it's alright. Great curse. Hey, just go with one-handed curse, bro. If you play one-handed fire staff naturally, you can see the speed start to slow down here. One-handed dagger without the hunter jacket is much slower. Battle axe being another safe choice. Bolt casters, if you don't, or if you're forced to cancel your E spell, this is the bolt casters for that time. Greataxe, just go with battle axe. It's just better for battle axe. Bow, for everyone that wanted to know how fast can you kill with bow. Well, every melee enemy you're going to kill slower because they get in your bubble and you deal less damage. That's just how it is. Dual swords, I honestly think suck. I think dual swords are pretty bad. But everyone's like, oh, go dual swords for leveling. It's so good. No, it's not. Same thing with spear. You can see spears here on the low end. Longbow, bow, badon, holy staff, mace, and great hammer being the worst ones. So there you go, guys. You can stop asking me now, what weapon should you fame farm with in the black zone? Hopefully this helps you. And yes, I know that you can alter these times or improve these times with higher spec, higher enchantment levels, different armor combinations. I just wanted kind of I just want to show the weapons themselves, not so much when combined with armor. Yes, I know boltcasters and light crossbow really shine with druidic robe, and I know some of the other weapons like Greataxe really shine with stalker jacket and stuff like that. But that's there's a lot of variance here. You don't have to run mercenary jacket. It's just the safe and easy. Oops, I messed up and the enemy's gonna auto attack me to death, and push my R button to make up for it kind of armor set. But it is what it is. Leave a like, leave a comment, click the video on the right side of your screen, and if you don't, what's gonna happen is if you live in an apartment, your neighbor is going to be plunging his toilet, and it's going to cause your toilet to overflow, and you're going to have to clean up poopy poop water. You know what? If you live in a house, your toilet's just going to overflow for no reason, so you better click that damn video or expect to have to clean it up. Clean it up, Janny.